If Ray J had one wish, it would be for the ability to dodge better, because he got knocked the F out by super hot fire.
And Pope Leo is apologizing for slavery and quoting Gandalf in his warning against AI.
What a very weird and very true sentence to say.
Also, CBS has buckled to fan pressure and has stopped issuing takedown notices for Stephen Colbert's public access episode.
And finally, we discuss Gucci Mane bringing therapy to the trap house, something surely a clone would never do.
All that and more on today's episode of the Black and Sturdy Podcast.
Adam has arrived.
Hey, Maurice and Ode gonna take over like Zach and Cody. Black and Sturdy is the best podcast, gonna boom like Wile E. Coyote. Gonna meet magic, they move like they hairy. Ain't talking about mental health, no, it's not scary. You know that she coming up with the astrology. Mo got a comic and that's the best policy. Maurice the GOAT, talking about animation cause you know. Ode, she moving wavy like the boat. Watching some movies and she taking notes. Yeah, kick back, listen. Black and Sturdy have risen. Upload on a mission. 5 stars, never dissing. Black and Sturdy, ooh. Black and Sturdy, yeah. Black and Sturdy.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Black and Sturdy Podcast, the only podcast where two sexy black nerds get together and shoot the shit. I am Mo, aka Kid Licorish.
And I'm Odie.
And together we are the aforementioned nerds here on episode 190 of the Black and Sturdy Podcast. How are you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a short week for me.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, well, I already have Mondays off, but Monday was off because of Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
Today I'm off because of Eid Mubarak to everyone that celebrates.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a pretty short week. So I'm looking forward to having less stress. The less time you spend in school, the less stress. Now, less money you have, but still less stress. It's a catch-22.
Yes, it is. Is it a catch-22?
It is, because like as a substitute, you only get paid for the days that you work.
Correct.
So it's already annoying that my days have been shortened,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm missing out on 2 days of work, which does tally up to be a good amount of money, right?
Yeah.
But when you have like a day off in the midst of a week, it does make your week a little bit less stressful.
Sure.
Because every time I come into this building, the kids are doing something extra.
Yeah.
And so having another day to just be able to woo-saw and collect yourself, it's needed.
Yeah, I can understand. that.
Especially now that summer's about to come.
Yeah, and you're about to have all the days off.
And I'm about to have all the days off, unless I do summer school, which I do hope I get a chance to do. But like, summer school is a different vibe than being in regular school. It's not the same kind of thing. But like the kids now, they already feel like whatever, school's over, and I'm like, it's not over.
They've mentally checked out. They've mentally moved on.
Yeah, it's like when you're about to go on vacation. That's their whole vibe. Like they already come to school whenever they want to, but now it's even worse.
Yeah.
But how are you doing?
I'm mad tired. So far, it has been a whirlwind of a week. I had back-to-back interviews for those of y'all who are keeping track of my job hunt. And quite frankly, it is just a draining process.
Yeah.
I equate it to going out on a date or having sex for the first time. Because you want to, because with interviews, it's never just one interview and then like you get the job. Like there's a phone interview and then a video interview and then some sort of written assessment. And then there's an on-site interview and then there might be a technical like assessment type thing. And
which is crazy.
It's a lot of a process to have to deal with. And so like, much like with those two things that I said before, like you lead with your best foot, but you leave enough room
to grow.
Not to grow, but you leave enough room to show that there's more depth to you.
Yeah. For sure.
Because if you lead with like your A material, then if you get to the second date or you get in that bed for the second time, then like you can only go down.
Yeah.
You can only go down. Yeah. Literally, in the case of one of those instances, like you'll have nothing but just focus on that action. And, who wants to do that for like an hour?
Well, there are plenty of people who actually would love to do that.
No, I know there are a lot of people who like doing that for an hour. Like, sometimes you can't breathe, and now it's summertime, so there's like sweat getting in your eye, and it's hot, and like sometimes people just like push your head down, and like again, you can't breathe, and like the folds are getting into your nose, so now like you're trying to breathe through your mouth, but like it's just insane.
It's a lot of mechanics.
All that to say that the interviews that I've had are showing a lot of promise, and hopefully in my journey, something pans out. So we shall see how that goes.
Do you think, real quick, about job hunt, do you feel like they've like added more steps?
Yeah, they've made it.
Because I feel like before it used to be like, first interview just to get through with like the recruiter or whatever, another interview with the team, and by the time you got to the third interview, like that was it. Maybe you might have to do some kind of assessment, but I feel like now it's like for a job paying you $25 an hour, you need to go on this 6 interview panel long assessment journey.
Yes,
and it's unpaid, and that's bullshit.
It is bullshit, and they have made that. They've made it very impossible for people to even want to have that job, let alone get the job. So, what a fun time to be a worker in this world. Now, with that being said, do you want to dive into our shenanigans?
I do love some shenanigans.
All right. We're going to dive right in with a little bit of Pop Topics.
When you want a hot meal without a big deal, what are you going to pick?
Pop Topics. Now, we are starting off with Ray J being hospitalized after his fight with super hot fire.
So this is a picture of Mr. Ray J post this fight.
Hey, wait a minute. Ain't that Brandy's brother?
So I don't even, honestly, until these photos came out, I did not know a single thing about Ray J and Super Hot Fire. Like, when honestly...
What do you mean, not a super... You know that he's Brandy's brother.
I know who he is.
AKA Moesha's brother. AKA the worst addition to the last season of One on One.
You mean Moesha?
No. He got added to the final season of Moesha and the final season of One on One.
Was it on One on One? Was it supposed to be kind of like a spin-off of his character from Moesha?
No, it wasn't. He was a different character, but he brought the same value to that project, which was none.
Well, Super Hot Fire, who honestly, when I saw the video at first, it didn't even register to me that it was Super Hot Fire. I'm not a rapper, like, whose YouTube days. Where was it, college or like right after college when he became popular?
I don't even remember. I can't even give you a timeline. It
was a long time ago, and it was like he would do these little, like, I don't know, parody raps,
sure, like
ciphers, and he'd be like, "But I'm not a rapper," and it was always so fun. Like his friend running like throughout it, and so. They were in Las Vegas. They were doing this fight over Memorial Day weekend, and Ray J got knocked the fuck out.
He really did. He went down almost as quick as the Carano girl in the Carano Rousey fight.
Oh yeah, she went down real quick.
Yeah, she went down real quick.
That was real fast.
Yeah.
So this fight, which I don't know who knew about it because I didn't see it promoted anywhere on socials. It was only after these photos came out of Ray J that I even knew this was happening. Mm-hmm. But some folks have suggested it might have been rigged, and this video will show you why.
I got a Spotfire. What you got?
I got the light.
Oh, he's
yeah.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, shit.
Okay. All right, you want me to say you was fucking around?
Right, left.
Okay. So he was just talking. Okay. Oh, wow.
He was playing, I told you.
Yo, I think he's doing this for like training.
Oh! I
felt it. What the just happened?
Bro. What the bro?
You talked all that tough shit. Yeah, hold on, don't talk to him. You don't deserve to talk to him. What the was that? You done got a good ass haircut and then came here and got stunned.
Yo, I thought we had a plan.
So Ray J goes on to try to talk to him, keeps saying like, "Oh, we lost so much money," to this idea that perhaps maybe it was a rigged fight, like maybe they bet on themselves or something, or bet on Ray J.
Here's the thing. In no world, I know that we're currently living in the darkest timeline, but in no world would I ever bet on Ray J in a fight of anything. Did you see how both of them look? This is not me body shaming. This is me telling them, as someone who is out of shape, they look out of shape. Well, like for a fight, like they look like that they conditioned with Krispy Kremes for several months before coming into the gym. This
is the thing. I think that people who are good fighters, it doesn't matter if you're 200 pounds or 380, right? If you're a good fighter and you have good form, it's going to come out like you're going to be able to move, because there are plenty of big, not even just boxers, but just like fighters in general.
No, I know that's why there's different weight classes, but I think
they looked,
but they were in the overweight class.
But it wasn't even the fact
they were in the out of shape class.
Are a little bit more softer on the softer side. They just didn't have good form. It's like super hot fire. One, he's younger than Ray J by at least a decade, right? So I don't know if that was what he had on him. And then Ray J just being who Ray J is, I don't believe that he was spending any time running, doing jumping jacks, hitting the little ball or whatever, that little thing that was good
for all I know, his ass was in the hospital saying he only had 6 months to live. What happened to that shit? Remember?
We talked about this a few months ago on the podcast where he was like, "Oh, the doctors only gave me 2 months to live." And at that time, I remember, if I didn't say it on the show, I definitely said it off the show, that I don't believe anything that Ray J says. Like, I felt like that whole thing was just for publicity, because that's all he does.
Yeah, it's for attention.
His life is literally a reality show, which is why it made sense for him to be on whichever Love and Hip Hop franchise he was on. Yeah. Because nothing about him is real. Like, I remember years ago when he was somewhere and there were all these people like running after someone, and he tried to act like they were running after him, and they weren't. He's like,
they're running away from him. Like,
he's
anytime
a non-factor.
He's one of the few celebrities that paparazzi will actively shoo out of the way of the frame
to get to other people.
Yeah, to get to other people.
He always tries to do these little publicity stunts. I remember when Brandy and Monica were doing their whole like world tour or like stadium tour or whatever, and he tried to get his name in the press by calling out Beyonce for not getting a picture with Brandy. Yeah. And it's like, Brandy, I think she may have responded and said like, "Please don't listen to him, like he's dumb." But it's like, don't try to get me involved in your shenanigans with Beyonce. Leave me out of it, because I want to someday work with her, and I don't need you mucking it up. Because I think this is the thing about being a younger sibling. You generally, like, so often you want to, like, be with your older sibling, hang around them and all that stuff. But you got to be chill with it. You can't just be obnoxious.
I don't think that's necessarily universally true. I'll ask this question real quick. What is the age gap between Brandy and
I think
Ray
maybe
J?
4 years, maybe. I don't think it's not too much. But I think that he has always been like the obnoxious, annoying little brother, but he's never grown out of it. He's just continued to do bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. She even said that like there was a reason why you don't really see them together.
Because, just 2 years?
Yeah,
That's it?
It's not a big difference.
Okay, so then maybe I guess that leads credence to what you were probably saying.
I mean, the closer you are in your siblings' age, the more likely you would have been to spend more time with them, like growing up. And of course, like, I want to be with my
but
sibling.
Ray J has been literally spending like a lot of time with Brandy. Like, again, he hopped on Moesha.
Yeah, she always put him on.
I'm sure that if he could, he would have been been in one of the rats that turned into the coachman in that Disney Cinderella with Brandy. I'm sure that if he could have, he would have been in what's another Brandy project. He would have been remember the not Full Moon, but the what about all of the things that you said? He would have been the man who was floating upside down that she hits with the bat in the music video.
I'm surprised he wasn't in that. What was that?
Or he would have been the bat.
What was that bad rap group, Nasty Girls? What was the name of that show?
Oh shit! Fucking Queens.
Yes, I'm surprised he wasn't trying to be a king of Queens.
Not king of Queens. It was he was trying to be the king in Queens.
But no, he's just annoying. I mean, like, obviously they're saying he's being kept in the hospital to see how he's doing, whatever. Hopefully he gets better. But I don't believe anything. I think all of this is a publicity stunt, per usual.
Yeah. So as far as the saga of Ray J getting his ass whooped by Super Hot Fire, what is your summation of the whole thing?
I think that this was a publicity stunt gone wrong. And he is going to milk it for all it's worth because probably whoever he owes money to from this fight that he rigged is looking for him, and he's going to be safest in the hospital.
Yes. My advice to Ray J, stay your ass in the hospital and put an ice pack on that cartoonishly large bruise that is currently occupying 4/5 of your forehead.
Yeah.
Because you do not need to go anywhere near anybody's camera or fist or ring or arena. Just lie low and recoup the residuals from the various people who are constantly playing wait a minute.
Yeah.
The next time you try to pop out and do something famous, take your own advice. Wait a minute.
And go talk to the lady while you're there. There's somebody there that can therapize you.
Therapize. Moving right along, we're talking about Pope Leo XIV. He's made a few wild statements lately. Not wild in like the crazy, but but
they got the people going.
Yes. Yeah, he's ball so hard. Motherfuckers want to find him.
So he wrote his first encyclical, which is basically a letter, like a referendum to bishops in the Catholic Church.
Yes.
And it's the Magnifica Humanitas, the Magnificent Humanity, which was released this past Monday. And there was two major things that he addressed.
Two main takeaways.
One, condemning AI.
Yes.
And not so much, well, I would say, I don't know if it's necessarily a condemnation of AI as much as what I read from it was a condemnation of the people who own AI and abuse it.
Sure.
Because in part of his statement, he said that AI is neither good nor bad. It's the people who are using it and profiting off of it that are causing the various types of destruction.
Sure.
And within that, one of the things that he brought up with in his like anti-AI statement is that he doesn't want to see people being harmed and misused in regards to slavery, which he called a wound in Christian memory. And many people saw this as being the first pope to make a real and widespread condemnation of slavery, because he basically apologized for the Catholic Church's role within slavery, which it was huge. The Catholic Church, for a very large swath of history, was basically it was both the religious and the political leader in the whole entire world. Right.
Yeah.
And the first time there was some condemnation from previous popes. One during the transatlantic slave trade in the 1500s, I believe, where there was a pope that spoke out against it. But at that point, it was only after many other places had spoken out against it.
Yeah.
And if you, like, as a Catholic, I have a lot of, learned and read about lots of things that the Catholic Church did to bolster slavery, because if you Spain, Portugal, these Catholic countries, they were approved with colonization and going over and taking all these land and these resources for the Catholic Church. And so now that this man, Pope Leo, if you didn't know, his family's originally from Louisiana, and he has ancestors, which I believe like grandfather or great grandfather, that have Black ancestry, Black and Creole, which is what they signed on the census registries. So who knows if that could be connected to why he decided to really put a hard stance on it. But I mean, this is one of those things where I hope that it leads us closer to getting reparations. At the very least.
No offense. That's least, never happening. Like, there's no chance that, like, first off, the Pope has said so many things, and that dude in office has been like, ooh, the Pope is washed. So, like, what makes you think that it's going to lead to...
It may not be today. It may not be a year from now.
And that's the end of the sentence. It may not be any time in a lifetime. Feel like
the more you have all these, like, the larger entities speaking out about it and calling for there to be a give back to those who were implicated. And it's not just Black Americans, but also Black people across the diaspora, right? Because colonialism and the transatlantic slave trade, it didn't just impact people who were stolen and brought here. It also impacted the people in the countries where they were going and taking folks from. The only reason why I'm Catholic is because my Nigerian father was my grandfather transferred, or what is it called? Transferred to Catholicism in his 30s.
Converted.
He converted. Thank you very much. Transferred, converted.
He had an Omni card. And he had to get from the Episcopal to the Catholic, up in Harlem.
But he converted in his 30s. And then, my father grew up staunchly Catholic, going to the missionary schools and things like that. And historically, the missionary schools were fucking terrible. They were so abusive. They were indoctrinating you into this white is right, your culture is terrible, all these different things. So it is nice to have a pope, even if it doesn't necessarily mean that anything's going to sway another way, but actually acknowledging it.
Yeah. First off, shout out to the closest thing we will ever have to a Black pope. Shout out to you, Leo. And second of all, it's great that the Pope is acknowledging the impact that the Catholic Church has had on the institution of slavery. Mm-hmm. It's fucking too late, and it's $1 short, and it ain't gonna do shit. Like, no, seriously, it ain't gonna do shit in the long run. It's a, you know what it is? It's a nice to have.
Yes.
It's a wish in a hand. Mm-hmm. But guess what? Shit in another. Which one is going to weigh more? But thank you, Pope, for acknowledging that slavery was a thing and that y'all had a part in it. That's great. That's great. If I had a round of applause, and I don't, but
you make that ass clap.
Yes. If I had a round of applause, I would make that ass clap.
But these things, they're definitely just. Obviously, he's saying them because he wants to push an agenda, whether that's good or bad. But it's not going to change anything. This might make Black Catholics feel better, perhaps. It'll make white Catholics think a little bit more about the racial implications of the Catholic Church. Who knows? We still haven't gotten anybody to do a widespread. This Pope has been trying to do a little bit more of a wider spread, like purging of the church of offenders. Mm-hmm. and stuff like that. So like every new pope, they seem to be getting a little bit more progressive. So like that is nice to have, as you said, but it doesn't really change anything. Unless the Catholic Church is going to start giving money back to these countries and these people.
Maybe start pawning some of those church rings.
Because
put that into the little bowl that they shove around in our faces.
The Vatican
in
is
the baskets.
Entire city.
First off, the Vatican is a whole entire mood.
If the Catholic, you know what should happen?
I never thought I'd say that sentence.
The Catholic Church should start paying taxes, and with those taxes, they can give reparations.
Well, Vatican City don't pay no taxes.
That's what I'm saying. Start paying some fucking taxes, and then give us our reparations.
Yeah, and then and guess what? Vatican City will pay taxes at the same time that Scientology will pay taxes.
This is true. Yeah, but I think that overall, his message about AI, I think that's important. Because we know that a lot of these AI programs that you use, like transcriptions, voiceovers, the mining of details, a lot of that is happening whether in America or abroad, coming from people from low income communities that are forced to work all these crazy hours. I've seen the job posts. I know sometimes they're barely paying $15 an hour.
Shame.
And people are still doing this work, which is why when we talk about AI, people think it's just computers, and it's not. It's still going to be a person behind there who's doing this work for you, who's going to be severely underpaid. And we don't want to get to a situation where we are having another form of slavery and slave labor that's come about, because we are already being fucking fisted up the asshole by these regular jobs that don't want to pay you any money for all the work that you're doing. So we got to push back somewhere.
Sure. And if it means that the dude in the specialized car and the funny hat is going to be the one to make that movement happen, who am I to say no?
Hopefully, maybe.
Do you have a summary of this whole thing? We didn't even touch on the Gandalf piece, but I thought that quote was cool. It's okay. Summarize your thoughts on Pope Leo and his thoughts on slavery.
I think that it was very nice of him to call it out. It's something that I don't think any other pope would have done, or maybe could have done. And he's the right man in the job for right now, even though the Pope is a made-up position.
Sure. And as far as I'm concerned, thank you, Pope. It's the equivalent of sweeping up after I mopped and swept and cleaned the entire apartment and then moved out and then had some people come in and redecorate and, revent and tear down the apartment and bring the apartment back up. And now you're just sweeping linoleum. So thank you so much, Pope, for your kind words. Up next, moving right along from Pope Leo XIV, we're going to CBS and how they are some pussies. Now, CBS has they are no longer doing notices against Colbert's public access show that he recently dropped. So for additional context, Colbert was the host of the CBS Late Show.
He was.
His tenure has come to an end. And what he did a few days ago was did a surprise drop-in on a public access show. What was it called?
Only in Monroe.
Only in Monroe. Yes. And people have been, posting clips from the episode. People have been sharing it on social media and everything like that. CBS, with their petty bitch asses, have been serving notices to take it down.
Yeah.
Take them down like one by one, which is ridiculous. But they heard the outcries. They heard the fans say, this is some bullshit. You know what? No, they heard they heard that CBS stands for cold bullshit. Cantankerous bullshit. calculated bullshit. And the fans have risen up and said, we will not have any more of this. And they lashed out on social media. They fucking tore CBS a new Longmire, which I'm really hoping is a CBS show. It feels like it's a CBS show, right?
It might be.
Is it?
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either. But like, there's like a million fucking of those cowboy old people shows.
It was on the A&E network.
A&E. Oh man. Yeah. Shit. So then what is the cowboy CBS show?
Yellowstone?
Yellowstone.
Is that it? Yellowstone?
I think it might be Yellowstone. Oh, man.
Well, you tried.
Are you saying that I did my best?
You did your best.
And I guess your best wasn't good enough.
So
I've been wanting to use that drop for a really long time.
Now Only Monroe is a public access show. Stephen Colbert actually had been on the show after he got on after he got appointed to the Late Show for CBS. He went on there, and this was, I believe, 2015. Had a really great episode, and so now it would have seemed only fitting that after he left, that he would come back on there. And this is a little clip of the opening of the show.
Hello, also welcome. It's time for another edition of Only in Monroe. I'm your guest, host, Stephen Colbert. Longtime viewers of Only in Monroe may remember that back in July.
So when I didn't watch the whole clip because when I saw it on Twitter, I didn't realize it was a whole hour plus clip on social media. I thought it was just like a snippet. So I had saved it to go watch it later. Mm-hmm. And then lo and behold, when I went to go try to watch it,
it was gone.
It was gone.
Gone, so, baby, gone.
After all of this outcry, a CBS spokesperson said to reporters, Stephen Colbert's return to Monroe in the Only in Monroe episode was financed and produced by CBS Studios and was posted on Stephen Colbert's YouTube channel in collaboration with Monroe Community Media and The Late Show's YouTube channels. As is our regular practice, we send copyright notices to unauthorized websites that post copyrighted content from CBS and our network studio talent, such as Stephen Colbert. However, for this episode, we have decided to waive further enforcement of this standard industry practice until additional review.
You hear that legalese, like soft. Oh no, it was our choice. No, you know what? I didn't even want to play basketball with you guys. Mm-hmm. You know, like I wanted to sit on the bench. I didn't even want to.
I think it just like they just looked dumb. It's a public access show. The clips have been going viral. People love it, and they're going to be looking for it. And you know that people are going to call you out if they're trying to get to something that is public access, free public access, and now you're trying to claim it. Even if you partially paid for it, even if Colbert was one of your talents, he no longer is. So you should just let it go. Y'all fucking sided with Trump and cut him out of the show because he said some things Trump didn't like. And now you're trying to recoup any kind of dignity that you have lost.
Dignity, like at this point, they're trying to recoup like this faux goodwill nonsense. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh no, you don't understand. Like usually we do this thing where like we have a contract in place and we have standards and licensing and stuff. But you know what? We're gonna just we're gonna review this and we'll get back to you. You know, like it's fine. It's fine. Fuck out of here, yeah. CBS.
Fuck y'all. Because you guys stood on what you wanted to stand on when you canceled the show citing financial reasons.
Yeah.
The only financial reason was that Trump was paying you a lot of money and you didn't want to upset him.
Yeah. And y'all are looking to, you know, make that merger go through with Paramount and HBO. And I forget the name of that billionaire who owns, no, not Murdoch, Ellison or Ellering or something like that. Like he's the one who's behind the merger of HBO and Paramount. Who owns, I think, Paramount and Skydance, right?
I think he does own the both of them. It's just very frustrating as a consumer, as a news lover, as a reporter and a journalist, that you see these trusted companies going down these dark paths. Everything's becoming a conglomerate. Everything is being monopolized. And then you get really great talent like people like Stephen Colbert, who are funny. They bring money in. They bring the guests in and have actually interesting conversations. And then you just tell them to fuck off just because this one dictator who can't even like walk around without shitting himself, and he has to be the person who's deciding what's going to be on the TV. It's bullshit.
And you know what that is?
What?
This is America.
It is.
It is. That's just America, baby. It's capitalism 101. You know, like if you can't control the message, colonize the message until the message is inside of you, and you can then corrupt the message and make the message whatever you want.
Anyone know what that is?
That is a little bit upsetting.
At this point, it's
a lot of it.
It's a lot of it upsetting.
But it's, it's a bunch of little upsetting things. The death by a
1,000 cuts.
Yeah. Of annoying little
At this point,
bullshit.
it's a death by 1,000 butts. Which I'm going to lobby to make the title of this episode.
You'll get no pushback from me. No takedown notices on my side. But what are your thoughts about this takedown and the reneging of the takedown?
I think it's ultimately a small win for public access. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, CBS, you can do all of the sort of backwards speak parlor tricks to try to win favor and curry favor with the public. We know who your masters are. We know who has your puppet strings. So, anything that you try to do to gain goodwill with the public, guess what you can do? CBS. What's your final thought on this?
My final thought is that I hope that Stephen Colbert, within the leaving this show, just goes on to do bigger and better things. I hope that everybody recognizes how important public access TV and local news, local journalism is, because it will save this country.
Agreed. And that has been Pop Topics.
When you want a hot meal without a big deal, what are you gonna pick?
Pop Topics. Now, with that being said, we are moving right along to a long favorite thing that we have not done in quite a while. It is let me get this fucking Pop Topics thing down. It is our mental health check-in, where we check in with each other's mental health and also do a topic about mental health. And this one's gonna be interesting, and also I usually dial this down while we do it. How's your mental health going this week? Or since the last time we checked in?
Since the last time we checked in, my mental health is probably quite all over the place. Mm-hmm. I'm stressed out. I'm frustrated. I am annoyed. Mm-hmm. And also, I'm still trying to be grateful and positive and optimistic, which is hard, but it's something that I just try to put a brave face on every day and push through. What about yours?
Mine has cratered for the longest time. I've been in blue states and I have been in manic states. Look, listen, I made it no secret. Bipolar as fuck. I've been unemployed since October, and I also have not been on my meds for a very long time. Mm-hmm. Those motherfuckers all gone. And gone. Yeah, and so I've just been using the tools from the years of therapy that I was in to sort of help me to navigate the this long stretch until I can get some fucking healthcare again.
Yeah.
And you better believe that if one of these fucking jobs comes through, the very first thing I'm doing is getting fucking healthcare for myself. I'm gonna shovel so many fucking pills, so much Wellbutrin, so much of the other one that I don't remember. I'm just gonna gobble them up. Nom nom nom. Twice a day. Rebalance my brain.
Well, Gucci Mane.
We've gone through this on this podcast before.
Gucci Mane.
Put some respect on this Mane's name.
He went on ABC News and was talking about he has a new book. Well, it's not new. It came out October this past year called Episodes. It's talking about just various mental health episodes he's had throughout his years, how that's impacted his life, his career, his music, etc. But it turns out that he has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and paranoid schizophrenia.
Oh my God. So you're saying that sometimes he's hot and sometimes he's icy?
So I said, yes, he is. Both of those things. So...
Sorry, yep. Anyhow, you can keep going.
So actually, this is not the first time that he has discussed his mental health. Keisha Kaur, his wife, sometime last year, I think it was the Breakfast Club. She was on there and she was talking about how, like, all the things that she does when he's having these manic moments to keep him safe and, like, basically be his, like, handler in a way.
Sure.
I have a clip of her talking about it. One second, let me pull it up.
At one point, I called his attorney, I called some bodyguards, and I just planned a whole kidnap, and we kidnapped him and took him to the hospital because we could not get him to the hospital.
Gucci Mane says he hit rock bottom during a 2019 schizophrenic episode, but becoming a father forced him to get help. In his new memoir, he reveals diagnoses of bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. And this week, he went on The Breakfast Club with his wife, Keisha Kaur, to explain what that looked like in real life. An episode during the pandemic felt like being in a warped world, he said. Hearing voices, losing touch with reality, and that after that moment, he committed to therapy and treatment. Keisha described the emergency care she provided, removing social apps, changing passwords, calling his attorney, and even physically stepping in when he wouldn't seek help. Gucci also admitted that drinking, smoking, and popping pills made his episodes worse. The real shift came when their son Ice was born. Since then, he says he hasn't had another episode. Keisha shared she related deeply to what Kim Kardashian went through when Kanye West was struggling, saying she wanted to reach out and tell Kim how to handle it because she's lived that same reality beside her husband. Now Gucci is driven by one thing, being present for his kids.
You know what? This is what I will say. First off, wild jump to make to compare, like, Gucci and her to Kim and Kanye. But even removing that point, it's great to see, like, older Black men taking care of their mental health.
Yeah.
Like, that warms my heart to hear.
Going to therapy.
Yeah.
Talking about things, like cutting out the stuff that's hurting them. It's important.
And prioritizing, like, your family over, whatever lifestyle you were previously living. It is, now he can, have prescription pills instead of pills.
Or lean, which he said that he loved to have.
He had a 2007 song off of his Hard to Kill album called Pills. Pillz.
I mean,
for those of y'all who are in the know, that's where I was going.
The thing about like these different episodes and his addictions, they've impacted his career. In the episode that I watched for an ABC that he just did recently, he said he's been locked up more, like, at least 20 times, which is honestly not unusual when you look at statistics of people who are in jail, specifically Black men. A lot of them have undiagnosed mental health issues or are neurodivergent and things like that. So that impulse control, the ability to, like, regulate yourself is missing, and it turns into you just being sucked up in the situations that get you hospitalized and or incarcerated. And then while you're incarcerated, because if you're showing signs enough, you can get med. So sometimes that could be the breakthrough for you. But there's a lot of things that he talks about that he's done that would never have happened if he had been taking care of himself. Specifically, he mentioned the ice cream tattoo he got on his face in 2011.
Yeah, I remember that.
And how, like, you know, now, of course, he's at peace with it. Like, it's just a part of himself. But, like, he's oscillated between seeing it and regretting it and being angry. But one thing I thought was interesting was Keisha Kaur's like role in it. If you watch the full Breakfast Club interview, which came out in October, I believe, she's talking about like how she had to just be there to help him. But one thing that I think that she missed was that she can help him and support him, but she can't heal him or fix him.
No, like any sort of healing has to come from the self, from within. It has to come from a want to heal yourself and do the work in order to get better.
And really,
like, internalize and actual action on the individual.
But even still, even though, as much as you might want that help and the desire to help yourself, a lot of times you need to go speak to someone. You need to get a therapist. You need to get a psychiatrist. So I think that was my only kind of side eye with her, is I think that she was trying to take on being both his wife and like his mental health caregiver, when you can't do that. If somebody is having difficulties with their mental health, you can support them. You can like learn about what they're going through and try to support them in that way. But at the end of the day, they still need help. Your love and care isn't going to replace a psychiatry or a therapy visit.
True. And you also have to understand with additional context that he, is probably suffering from PSTD too.
What is his PSTD?
Pooh Shiesty traumatic disorder.
Oh, I'm glad that he's still around.
Me too.
Me talk about this.
Me too.
That situation was
some crazy shit. So what are your final thoughts on this?
My final thoughts are just that thank you, Gucci Mane, for being transparent. Sorry.
Put the Mane in the name.
Gucci Mane, thank you for being transparent and for being vulnerable and for sharing how you feel, sharing what you've been going through. Thank you to your wife for supporting you and going through this journey and sharing it with us, because who knows how many black men, how many black people are going to see this and say, you know what, maybe I should go talk to someone. I've been feeling these different things, even if it may not be as severe. It's just nice to see somebody who could be dealing with something similar as you are, and that could be the catalyst for getting people help. So my hat is off to you, sir.
And ultimately, for me, I just hope that the younger generation look at him and say, like, oh, somebody who came from where he came from and experienced what he experienced, the good and the bad and the flawed, and then came out the other end, still wasn't perfect, but is now in a position where not only was he successful in bettering himself financially in his situation and his family, now he's trying to better himself mentally
and physically and all that.
And physically. So like,
you love to see it.
You love to see a hood role model. Exactly. And that has been our mental health check-in. That has been our mental health check-in. That's enough of that song. We're done. It's over. We're moving on from the mental health check-in. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Sorry, I'm a little bit aggressive. But speaking of a little bit aggressive, boy, oh boy, am I pissed off. And you know what happens when I get pissed off?
You turn green.
Yes. Yes, when I get pissed off, I turn green and I start destroying Harlem, and then all of my plots get forgotten for a decade plus and then brought into a different movie altogether and resolved without me even being present. It is time for the things that are making us mad.
Bringing it. What? We gripe it. We're not griping anywhere else. We gripe it. This safe space for us to share. We gripe it. We ain't griping anywhere else. We gripe it.
What's making you mad this week?
Well, so your lovely neighborhood crooner, who's also a little bit annoying.
I thought you were going to say he's a gooner, too.
Probably.
The crooner who's a gooner.
He's a crooner, he's a gooner. He's all the things.
That could have been a Jay-Z lyric. If Jay-Z was... No, seriously. If Jay-Z came out now, I'm a crooner and a gooner for myself and others.
He could have got it.
Sorry, I'm taking up your time. You go. Go.
But Tyrese, now I don't know if this was a Club Shay video that came across my timeline this week that pissed me off. I have no clue. I don't really watch Club Shay unless it's like even when it's a big artist like Meg Thee Stallion. I usually don't watch it. I just find the clips or whatever.
Sure.
But this one came across my timeline and it pissed me off. So let me share it with you to see how annoyed you also get.
Think your grandparents are celebrating 50 years of marriage because your grandfather never cheated on her, nigga? Stop playing. When your grandmama gonna tell you, grandbaby, how many times your grandfather was a rolling stone, smashing everything in the neighborhood? This was prior to social media. We're gonna celebrate 60 years of marriage and not tell people how you were able to get through all of that? Your wife was down to 80 pounds after she had to go through chemotherapy and all of those random sicknesses. You stayed. Money up, money down. You stayed. Are we loyal? Are we loyal to the net worth?
So this is my problem.
That was a very confusing thing to track.
So he said
what did the leukemia have to do with anything?
That your grandma stayed even though your grandpa was a rolling stone. And he equated your grandmother staying with your grandfather staying with your grandmother through her sickness with cancer.
Oh, okay. That's what was confusing to me. My apologies. Sorry.
Because it was confusing because it was fucking dumb.
It was a very terrible equivalence.
Now, I hate whenever men try to bring up, our grandparents were staying, our parents were staying. My mother could not get her own credit card until, 1987, maybe 1988? She had to have if she hadn't been married, she would have had to have my grandfather come into the bank and sign it to allow her to get a credit card. So please, pray tell me how a grandmother who was working or living as a housewife in the 1960s, who maybe only ever had a little secretary job or something, if that, was going to be able to divorce the husband who was not going to be obliged to pay her child support or alimony or anything else, how she was going to divorce him and take care of the one to ever how many kids she might have had on her own. But that should be seen as the equivalent as a man staying with his wife through fucking cancer? Get the fuck over yourself. Just because every woman that you have been with has left your dusty ass, because the only thing that you can bring to the table is beautiful skin and a nice voice. And that's it. Because nobody is coming to you for any sort of sage wisdom. You barely got any money because you pissed off The Rock and them in Fast and the Furious. So really, why would anyone want to stay with you? And now because you have been a trash ass man, you want to blame women for not staying to be mistreated and abused and traumatized by these men who ain't worth shit. Please tell me, why would anyone do that when they don't have to? Your grandparents stayed together because your grandmother had no other choice. That's what's making me mad this week. What about you?
He's just a baby boy. For me, and I'll make this quick, 2 quick things. AI is 11 Labs. AI is bringing back Stan Lee's voice. It is a ghoulish practice. Leave Stan Lee alone. I only want to listen to him say Excelsior from past projects. I don't want to hear him post 2026 say Excelsior. It's more like Excelsi no, like hell no. Like it's the anti-Fantastic Four. It's the anti-Marvel. It's whatever the opposite of Fantastic is. I can't think of whatever I don't have a thesaurus. And the second thing is bad interviewers. Like, I don't understand why you would interview somebody, a hopeful who's wanting to come into your company, with a bland, bad, straight to the point, no rapport, no charisma attitude. It's clear that you hate your job. Why would I want to come work under you, let alone for the company that you work for? You're a bad representation of your company. I hope you get to see this, and I hope you rectify this, you miserable fucking cow. And that is the things that are making us mad.
Bring it. What?
And with that, we are moving on to the things that are making us happy.
I'm the baby merchant. Tots are us. I give you all the service and no damn fuss. Give the baby merchant just a week or two. I'll have your baby for you.
I will lead this time. So what's making me happy? One, I got to reconnect with an old friend from my early stand-up origins.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to you, Ralph. You and your lovely wife are awesome. First off, didn't know that you live as close as you do. I mean, it's still far as fuck, but it's closer than it is farther, you know? But it was just great to hang out. We got to, watch the
Arsenal game.
Well, no, we got to stand outside the building that the Arsenal game was playing at.
Go Gooners.
Go them. And they won. So congratulations to Arsenal. We got to be in the vicinity of Mom Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
We got to be in the vicinity of Spike Lee.
Yeah.
He is still looking like a auntie. So that's great. Earring and all. Shout out to you. I love Crooklyn. And then, of course, doing this podcast with you and these interviews. Mm-hmm. Like, I've already gotten some good feedback and some positivity going forward into the next week. How about you? What's making you happy? Also, X-Men 97 second season coming out July 1st. Looking forward to that. First season was great. What's making you happy?
Well, of course, doing this podcast with you, spending time with you, making me happy. This short week, making me happy. But what's really making me happy is, as you know, June is Black Music Month, and Tiny Desk has added an array of Black artists. Big Tigger, if you remember anything about Big Tigger, he had a show on BET. I believe it was The Basement. It was a rap show where he would bring up various rap artists to come and
it was Ceda's World. I'm just kidding.
My mom didn't let us watch that because she didn't think it was a good representation of Black women.
It was animated. Anyhow, continue.
But Big Tigger came to Tiny Desk to announce the different people who are going to be coming up. So we have Gina with Live and Cream Riggins, Shabuzi, Joe, Arya Star, The Paradox, Eve, Fred Hammond, Bow Wow, which is a big surprise to me, Floetry, and most recently, 8-Ball and MJG have been added. So I'm really looking forward to this. I love Tiny Desk.
Me too.
Love NPR, love Tiny Desk. So this is straight up my alley. And honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing these people get the flowers that they deserve. And honestly, I will say, even though Bow Wow, I was surprised to see him on the list, Bow Wow does have some freaking hits. And whenever I see clips of him at whatever Millennium Boys tour that he's on, he's getting the crowd going. And I cannot lie, I was one of those little girls who, when I had my little Bow Wow CD with his Blowout, I had it taped on my wall. I was in love, okay, for a good long time before I realized I was taller than him. And then it kind of fizzled out. But I think that it's glad that people are going to get to see these artists. A lot of new generations of people are going to get exposure. I mean, Floetry, my goodness. Mm-hmm. They were like this soundtrack of my little baby neo soul heart as a teen. So,
am I going to watch Floetry's Tiny Desk? All you have to do is say yes.
Exactly. So I'm looking forward to that. And also, it's Gemini season. My birthday is inching nearer and nearer. So I am always happy this time of year because I feel like my aura is just expounding. All right. The vibes are immaculate and I'm here for it.
Nice. And that has been the things that are making us happy.
I'm the baby merchant. Shots are up.
That's enough of that. We want to thank y'all for watching and joining us. We will be back next week with a very special guest.
We have a special guest next week. We will be talking to a surprise filmmaker.
Yes. Interesting. Use context clues to see if you can guess. Spoiler alert. Probably won't. But it'll be a fun episode. So until next time, take it easy, keep it sleazy. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all of the things, just like it's going to say in a couple seconds in our final thing. Until next time, bye.
Thanks for listening, Sterns.
Keep the show growing. Listen, comment, and download on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, or watch full episodes on YouTube.
Follow the show at Black and Sturdy.
Follow me at Licorish is Legit.
Find me at that'sod_e on Twitter and at that'sod.e on Instagram.
This is the Black and Snurdy Podcast,
where nerds of a feather flock together.